Forecast. I'm Joseph, the host of the UFC Forecast, and we got the co-host Loaf back for another show here, the early prediction show, UFC Fight Night, Tom Aspinall, Marston Tybura, and it's at the O2 Arena in London, and me and Loaf kill it in London. We crush bets, but first, we're going to go over last week. It was a very tricky card. Loaf went 9 for 13. We're going to go over his recap on his picks here. Starting it off with the prelims, Loaf. Aylin Perez, you picked her. I ended up switching to Evan Smith. That was a bad decision by me. I just thought she looked better. She had the tats. She was a bit bigger and stronger at the face-offs. But
yeah, but especially like she was coming off a 2 or 3 year layoff.
2-year layoff.
So that was concerning, right? A girl was pretty active. I mean, not active, but she just fought Stephanie Edgar her last time out. So she's obviously been a little bit more.
She kept getting back up on the takedowns against Edgar too. So
exactly. And Perez looked really good, man. She got I think 2 10-8 rounds. So she was looking. She
dominated.
She was looking really good. But but honest to God, like we were mentioning before, the judging was terrible on this card.
But that was good judging on that one.
On Perez, it was good.
Yeah, it was.
But I mean, one judge gave it 30-26 for Munoz against Deaton.
Yeah,
while the other one gave it 29-28 and 30-27. He gives him a 30-26.
We both had Carl D8.
And then the same judge gives a 30-26 to Evan Elder against Valdez when the other two judges scored a 29-28.
Yeah, and keep going. There's more. Like, that judge was fucked, man.
And then he gave it 30-26 against Lingo and Costa. The other judges had it 30-27.
Yeah,
that's that's 3. And then he gave it. What was the other one here?
Someone needs to look into this ref.
I don't like he's on crack.
Or not the ref, the fucking judge.
Yeah, I guess he had 3 terrible ones in one night though, which is just awful, man. Giving 30-26s away like that, just fucking crazy. Just throwing them out there. Once he got one, he got too excited. I think he just kept throwing them out. But that was terrible. I mean, they should fire that fucking guy. That was awful.
That was awful. And your lock of the week.
And then giving a split decision to Jack Della. Like I don't understand. It doesn't.
On the main card, Jack Della, Madalena. Didn't look as good as he should have. A lot of people were super high on him, but he got it done. Split decision.
150 strikes to 48 strikes.
He still dominated. Yeah, he still dominated the fight.
1 out of 2 takedowns for Jack Della. 3 out of 20 for Chavez. Like I don't understand.
Della Madalena definitely underperformed though. So,
but I cannot believe a judge gave it to Chavez.
Yeah.
Like, what were they thinking?
A judge actually gave it to Chavez?
Yeah, split decision, man.
Oh shit! Yeah. That's there's no way.
That's
there's
crazy.
No way.
That's insane.
No way.
Yeah, the judging was all over the place. Those guys were on acid or something. They were tripping.
Luckily, Melsick Bagdasarian, though, got it done on the judges' scorecards. You're 3 in a row on locks of the week, Loaf.
Yeah.
And you're going to load up here now. We got a bunch of fire-ass cards here.
Got 2 locks this week, too. So.
No more sketchy-ass cards. I think we're going to find some good spots here coming up. And on the main card, you did pretty good as well. Nazem Sedikov beat Terrence McGinney, my dog of the week. Man, I was super high on Terrence.
Submission, I did not expect that.
No.
I was really hoping for that KO, but,
And Nazem's training with Aljamain Sterling, Rob Devashvili. I seen them in the crowd, too, cheering him on. So, he's definitely getting good training in Nazem Sedikov. He could be a good prospect in the lightweight division.
Yeah, he definitely will be. And another one I'd like to say is, we shouldn't have won on it, but Maxim against Nam. I mean, they took that away from Nam big time. That was Nam's fight. That was just
right on the
completely disrespectful to him, man.
Yeah, the newcomer 16-0.
He got beat. That was plain and all it was. He got beat, man. And they gave it to him just because.
And I was telling you, I wanted to find a reason to bet Tyson Nam, and luckily I didn't because he got robbed. But
imagine how pissed he would have been if he did bet Tyson Nam.
That's why I wanted to bet him, man, because that was a close ass fight. Maxim isn't as high level as we thought he was.
It wasn't even close, in my opinion. It really wasn't. 98 strikes to 46. 22 seconds of control time for Maxim with 2 out of 11 takedowns. That's awful.
Tyson Nam had a lot more experience. I was telling you about that, but
I don't understand how that was.
The judges like the newcomer Maxim, so we got to be careful of that.
It's just to raise his stock in UFC, and then he's gonna fight someone good, and then people are gonna bet on. And fuck, he's gonna lose.
So going forward, we need to make sure that we're aware of what the judges are gonna do as well, and what the judges want to happen, what the UFC wants to happen, because some of these judges are just scoring these fights all over the place.
Listen to this. Munoz against Deaton. One judge scored a 29-28 Munoz. One judge scored a 30-27 Munoz. And the other judge scored a 30-26 Munoz.
Just absolutely. Dana needs to look into this shit, man. Fuck.
Holy fuck, man. I find that hilarious. But yeah, I mean, it was a weird card for sure. I'm surprised it even got 9 out of 13 because of how weird it was. I thought I was going to do a lot worse than that. But
you were pretty high on Ottman Azatar too, your underdog.
Well, what can I say, man?
Yeah, like, I was too.
Big age difference. Prado's a young 21-year-old. I didn't think he'd be able to get it done. I didn't think he was no Muhammad Makayev for sure. So like, I just thought the experience for Azatar would have overpowered him, But
yeah, that was a big win. He got $50K bonus on that one too. So
yeah,
and there's people on Instagram commenting saying both Argentinians were going to get it done by KO. We didn't think it was going to happen.
Well, Perez didn't get the KO.
Perez didn't, but he was right about.
But
Prado.
He was Perez, yeah.
But he was right about Prado. So the Argentinians are coming to fight last week. Ribovics too. He got the win by unanimous decision. He looked pretty good. So
yeah, the Argentinians are good fighters, man.
Yeah, they are pretty good, man. And Junyoung Park, that was my value prop by submission.
Like I said,
got the strangle, man. Last 3 wins.
Like I said, man, like Duraev was just throwing right hooks to the moon.
Yeah.
Gassed himself out immediately. I don't know what he was thinking. Park was smart, just throwing jabs the whole time.
Park has really good fight IQ.
Just letting him gas himself, man. Like he knew he could take all those shots and then let him gas, and that's exactly what he did. I had a real good
feeling about Junyoung Park. Unfortunately, I didn't put any money on the submission.
I actually should have. Last minute on one of my bets, I'll show Joseph after. I literally had Park by round 3, and it was a couple seconds off.
Holy fuck.
Imagine when I was pissed, man. But yeah. Park round 3 was like $17 to $1 too, so I sprinkled some on that, and that did not pull through.
And main event, Bueno Silva, you had her, and I had Holly Holm, my second lock, which fucked me, fucked my bets, because I had Holly Holm and Norma Dumont, my 2 locks, $30 on them.
Honestly, I would have took a younger Holly Holm. Just the fact that she's 41. This is a new up-and-comer, Bueno Silva. She's hungry, lots of submissions. I figured she was going to get it, and she did pull it off, so good for her on that one.
I thought it would have been a different way, like the fight ending, because Holly Holm just kind of put herself in a bad situation against the fence.
Yeah.
She kept going for the control time against the fence and got caught in the guillotine there. Like, just some questionable decisions for Holly Holm. I thought she would have been a little bit smarter in there. Tried to stay at distance, just pick her apart from range, but she did not do that at all. She tried to wrestle. Terrible decision on Holly Holm's end.
Yeah, she should have just stick to kickboxing.
Like, she has more experience than that. She should have known better. So, I don't even give a fuck about that fight. It's a women's fight. That's what happens, right? That is exactly what happens. That's why I shouldn't be locking them in. But I thought she was gonna get it done, man. I really did. And unfortunately, this week I didn't learn my lesson. I actually locked in another women's fight. So stay tuned for that.
Well, I think this women's one you locked in is probably better than.
Yeah, it's pretty safe. Yeah. But you never know, man. Like, I thought Holly Holm was more confident pick than Norma Dumont. Norma Dumont and Chelsea Chandler. That Chelsea Chandler too. We forgot to mention that she absolutely ran away from Norma Dumont.
I saw that video. That was funny hilarious. As hell. Completely just ran.
Whatever the fuck she was doing.
That was pretty funny, man.
So let's get right into the UFC London at the O2 Arena. I got the boys in the hood shirt. We got Leon Edwards, Marc Diakiese, Danny Roberts, and who was the other one there? Fucking
Jai Herbert.
Jai Herbert's in the back. The latte in the back. Fuck, who was the other one though?
Lerone? You say Lerone?
Lerone Murphy? Did we say? I don't think we said Lerone.
I don't even know, but what?
Lerone, Marc Diakiese, Leon Edwards. Fuck, forget the other one. Danny Roberts and
Jai Herbert.
And Jai Herbert's in the background with the football. The boys in the hood ready to go here at UFC London. Pour a drink. We got some Bacardi. What kind is this, Lo? Fucking pineapple
Mai Tai.
Not bad.
On sale at the liquor store.
Everybody pour a drink. We're gonna make some money. We're gonna make it make it rain this week, Lo. We need to fucking make some serious dough. That's a big drink. We're gonna have a fucking good time here on this show, Lo, breaking down these fights. And Lo's gonna make it for the final prediction show this week too. And we're also gonna have a Saturday live show. A potential Saturday live show with Blood Money, Johnny K picks before the fights. Check that out. It's going to be 2 hours before the fights on Johnny K picks or Blood Money's channel. I'm really excited for that, Loaf. They DM'd us on Instagram. Can't believe it, man. They are checking out our channel, and they think a lot of us. They want both of us to join them for that, so we're definitely going to join them. Hop over to their channel. Please smash the like button, suplex the subscribe button. We really appreciate that support. And if you want to join Patreon, it's only $5 a month, exclusive early access to all of our bets. We have a Platinum Picks and Forecast Forensic as well. And Discord's absolutely free. We're going to set up a giveaway bot in that once we hit 500 subscribers. We're at 300 right now, which is unreal. This is only our first year into the forecast. I think July 31st of 2022 was our first show. So we're coming on our very first year, Loaf. So we're going to have a 1 year anniversary here for UFC 291. Stay tuned for that. We're going to do a giveaway. But yeah, 500 subscribers. We're giving away $500. So we're going to set up a giveaway bot in that Discord. In Discord, we give away our locks of the week, dogs of the week, and props of the week. We have a great community in Discord growing as we speak. Please join that. We expect to see you guys there. The forecasters are going to make it rain this week, that's for sure. Let's start it off with the prelims, as we always do, Loaf. Who we got, man? This is an exciting one.
We got Jafel, Filho, and Daniel Barez. And, like, it's always sketch kind of betting on these ones because you haven't really seen too much of them in the UFC yet. But I feel honestly pretty confident with this one. Jafel Filho went to round 3 from Muhammad Mokaev, which is, pretty good. And he has a really good positive record fighting his last 5 opponents. And Daniel Barez has an absolute padded record fighting his last fucking all of them. So I gotta go Filho, man. I think he'll get this done. Price 180. It's great value. I think the submission is definitely live for Filho. You got 2 sub attempts against Mokaev. I don't think there's much more to add.
I think anybody else would have tapped in that fight. Yeah. Mokaev's leg suffered some serious damage.
Oh, he had it good.
He should have tapped, man. That knee bar was deep. Jafel Filho was going for the subs, and I think anyone else would have tapped. And in this fight, Daniel Barez is going to be in serious trouble on the ground. Jafel Filho has 5 knockouts, 8 submissions, but recently on the ground in that last fight, that's where he shined. Even though I do see a win over Vinicius Salvador by KO, inside the distance could be the safest play. This is going to be my first lock of the week. I'm going with 2 of them. And
this is a good lock, I think.
We're not sure of the odds yet. It's looking like 180 for Filho, 195 for Daniel Barez, but like Loaf mentioned, Barez is pretty padded. 15-12 was his last win. 2-8, 6-9, and 0-7. So his last 4 wins were by finish.
And Filho's last 2 was against Muhammad Mokaev, and then a guy who was unbeaten 7-0, and then that was the first time he ever lost was to Filho.
Yeah, so Filho, he's definitely going to get this one done. He's my lock of the fucking week. And this guy, Daniel Barez, man, he's going to be in some fucking deep water.
Yeah, he's going to have a rough night.
He's going to have a fucking rough night against the Brazilian, that's for sure.
Next up, we got Shauna, Bannon, and Bruna, Brasil. And this is another one. I mean, I think this is another cut and dry one, man. I think this is a big mismatch here. Shauna Bannon, I mean, yeah, she's undefeated, but it is also a padded record. Bruna, Brasil has fought some great competition. Denise Gomes, and I think her first fight in the pro was against
Ariana Carnelossi,
who was she's a monster in the UFC.
She lost all 3 by KO. But all 3 of her losses.
Ariana Carnelossi is a KO machine. She's a monster. Denise Gomes also gets KOs.
Yeah.
So like you can't blame Bruna Brasil for that. Way better experience against way positive record people. So you gotta go Bruna Brasil, man. Cut and dry, 180, perfect price.
Yeah, Bannon, her last 3 wins all by a decision. She's not able to find the finish, and it was over a 6-5, 1-3, 4-1 opponent. Bruna Brasil has the experience to get this one done.
For sure.
And this is similar to the Jafel Daniel Barez prediction. So I'm going to lock in Bruna Brasil, another Brazilian. We're going with the double locks, double Brazilian.
First 2 fights.
And the price is the same, too. They're both 180. That's incredible value.
That is good value.
So I'd take them both just to win money line. They're both getting it done here. Shauna and Bannon from Ireland, a lot of people think, oh, fucking McGregor prospect, this and that, but, she's not.
Yeah, just because
she's not that hype.
If she wasn't from Ireland, like, it should be 220.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she's not that hype. She's not that girl. I guarantee you that. She's going to get dominated against Bruna Brasil.
The experience comes into factor.
It definitely is going to come into factor here in this fight.
There'll be no finish. It'll be a decision. It'll be way more work for Bruna Brasil.
And Bruna Brasil does have some finishing ability, too.
Absolutely.
3 knockouts in the Dana White Contender Series. She got the head kick. She's pretty dangerous, man.
Yeah, she is. It could be live for a finish, too.
And next up, we got Chris Duncan and Yanal Ashmouz. And Ashmouz was an underdog last time against Sam Patterson, and he found the knockout round 1. And that was a stone-cold knockout.
And that was my mistake betting against them last time.
And I went with Ashmouz.
Yeah,
Ashmouz, I don't know if he was my dog, but he was definitely my pick. And in this one, not really sure what to do. Chris Duncan's pretty dangerous on the feet, too. He has 7 knockouts. His last fight, though, it was a split decision with Omar Morales. Showed his toughness. But I don't know if he's going to survive against Ashmouz. Ashmouz has 4 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's pretty dangerous, but his 1 decision win was against a 7-5 opponent at the PFL. His name was fucking Dennis Hughes. So if it goes the distance, Chris Duncan gets those takedowns. He might get this one done. You never know. Like, I'm not really looking to bet this one. But I kind of hope Yanal Ashmouz gets this one done. He's a prospect that I do like. I want to hear what you think on this one, though. I'm not really sure what to do.
You're right. This one is pretty hard to bet on. I mean, Chris Duncan, obviously with the more experience, has a good fight over Omar Morales, who's pretty good in the UFC here. And Yanal Ashmouz still pretty new, but I mean that's Sam Patterson. I think he was like a $3 underdog, pretty close to it, man. Sam Patterson was a huge favorite. Called him the future of fucking Ireland, I think it was. Is where he's from.
Or England, yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah, they call him the future of England. And
yeah, he's tall and lanky too, so I was surprised.
Buddy put him out in round 1. This guy has great hands. I think
Power.
If Chris Duncan can't keep him down, hold him down, Yanal's gonna KO him. I think it's cut and dry. I don't think I'm gonna bet it like Ryan said, but I'm gonna go Yanal Ashmouz by KO.
Yeah, I think he definitely gets this one done, Loaf. And by the final prediction show, I think we might be looking to bet it, honestly. He has serious power, and I think his grappling is a little bit underrated. We haven't seen much of them yet, but I think he's going to be able to
if it's good value in the price for KO, I'll probably bet on it.
Yeah, I think he gets it done here by KO. He avoids the takedowns, keeps it on the feet, and finds a big blow, maybe in the first round. We don't really know much about him yet. Outside of the first round, he's going to come to fight.
If Vyacheslav Borshev can KO Chris Duncan, I believe Yanal Ashmouz can. I think he has a little more power than Vyacheslav. Vyacheslav does have really good accuracy in hands, but I think Yanal's more powerful.
Yeah, the single loss for Chris Duncan was to Borshev. Borshev's having a tough time in the UFC, so...
Just got that good knockout win last time out, though.
Yeah. For the pick, we're going Yanal Ashmouz, KO. And next up, we got a sketchy-ass fight here. Ketlen Vieira, Pannie Kianzad.
And I believe we're doing a shoey on this one.
But I thought I was going to switch to Pannie Kianzad.
I thought we were doing a shoey.
I don't know what the fuck. Well, I don't know what we're doing now because we were on Ketlen Vieira. You switched to Pannie Kianzad. You were convincing me to go to Pannie Kianzad. But I think Ketlen Vieira, her win over Miesha Tate, 19-9, and Holly Holm, even though Holly Holm just lost. But, those are pretty good wins. And against Raquel Pennington, her loss was a split decision. I think Pannie Kianzad is going to have a tough time with the control time and takedowns of Ketlen Vieira, but I don't know. Pannie Kianzad's been fighting a little bit lower competition, so her percentages are going to look better.
We agree on all the fights, so we may as well disagree on one.
We got to disagree on one, right?
Yeah.
So, is this it?
I think it is, man. I mean, like you said, Ketlen Vieira has good experience in a split decision over Raquel. I mean, the sole reason I'm taking Pannie Kianzad.
And Pannie lost to Raquel by decision, unanimous.
Yeah, the only reason I'm taking Pannie Kianzad is hoping
they both lost her.
Is hoping it's not going to be a finish. If Pannie Kianzad goes to decision, there's no problem going there. I mean, she's got 13 decision wins and only 3 decision losses. That is Ketlen Vieira's whole record in total. So I got to go Pannie Kianzad, man. I feel like she will edge it out just a bit. She throws more volume. She has a couple fights where she's over 100 strikes. Ketlen Vieira does not throw many strikes at all. So I think it'll be a good night on the feet for Pannie Kianzad. 80% takedown defense, too, for Kianzad.
Yeah, she very well can get it done on the feet. Vieira's low volume, but she's 7-3 in the UFC. She has 7 decision wins. Like I said, Miesha Tate, Holly Holm beat them by decision. Pannie Kianzad's last decision wins was against 11-9. Rose Clark, 7-7. Eubanks, 11-6. Betch Kohea. I think the judges are going to give it to Ketlen Vieira here. Should we bet? We probably shouldn't because it's so close, so sketchy, but we're not betting it. We advise everybody not to bet it.
Yeah, don't bet this one.
But let's cheers. We're going to fucking do a shoey on this one. And we should have did a shoey last week, too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we should have done one.
We
had 5 different picks.
Yeah, 5 different picks. Probably would have been me doing a shoey because you had 4 right.
Jonny on Park would have been the only one you could have got a shoey on.
Yeah, and that probably would have been the one we agreed on, too.
I would have tried to get you to go with Terrence and whatever.
Yeah, you would have had me there, 100%.
Fuck, I didn't. That submission was different, though. That's pretty crazy. Next up, we got Makhmud Muradov versus Bryan Barberena.
Okay, one thing before you get into this. This is one where I was like, I want to find a reason to bet Bryan Barberena. Just like last week, I wanted to find a reason to bet Tyson Nam. Let's hear it. just say it.
Yeah, I mean, Bryan Barberena is very tough. But I mean, I feel like Makhmud's just the better fighter, man. I feel like he's a little bit better on the feet. Bryan Barberena does hit harder, but I feel like Makhmud is just more technical. Can put the jabs on him and find more strikes. And I mean, Makhmud, tons of finishes for this guy. I think it's 19 or 20 finishes. Is that right?
17 knockouts, 3 submissions.
So 20 finishes. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive. Tybura Hollow was his last fight, and Tybura Hollow, as we know, is very good. He just bet Miguel Zaychuk and Makhmud. But Bryan Barberena fighting Gunnar Nelson, Gunnar Nelson subbed him quick. The only really win that he has in the last little while is Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler's quite old.
He was old, man. Yeah.
Exactly. So I got to go Makhmud Muradov just to edge this out a bit. I do think Bryan Barberena may hold on to the decision, but I got to think about it.
Yeah, he's tough, man.
I got to think about it some more. But right now the play's Makhmud Muradov money line.
And Muradov's last fight was a year ago, so that's why I was kind of like, Bryan could be live here. He's been more active, but he got submitted in March, but after a submission loss, I don't think he took too much damage. He's looking to keep this one on the feet. He's looking to brawl. He's a big brawler. He averages a lot of strikes a minute, but he absorbs a lot too, man. Makhmud Muradov, he's probably going to be more technical. He has a great striking defense, like we talked about.
Really good striking defense.
Probably going to edge this one out by a decision. Pretty wide favorite here. I don't want to get caught taking another big underdog just for the hell of it, Let's be safe. Let's not bet this one. It's pretty sketchy. Bryan Barberena usually on the main card.
I said to Ryan, I think earlier, though, this is a good one to bet over 1.5 at least.
Yeah, this is going to be a scrap. Both these guys real tough. But, Bryan Barberena used to be on the main card on the last 3 fights. I think the UFC could be pushing him for a win here. I don't know. But I'm thinking Muradov's going to squeak this one out. He's going to be the more technical, a lot better fighter in this fight. He's going to have the better IQ.
The line should definitely be closer.
Yeah, the line should be closer, but Muradov definitely is better everywhere.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure.
So he's the pick, but I'm not betting it.
And next up, we got my underdog of the week, Mick Parkin versus Jamal Pogues.
Good underdog, man.
I like this guy, man. I know people are going to say, he's new. He hasn't really fought many high level.
I don't know, though.
I think he is, man. Jamal Pogues.
I don't know if people are going to say that, though. I think a lot of people are going to take Mick Parkin as an underdog this week.
Yeah, you never know, cause especially fighting in his home country.
Yeah, home country, too.
Jamal Pogues runs out of gas pretty quick, as we see, and he can be taken down.
Both of them are good on the ground, though, so what are they like on the feet? That's the question in this one.
Mick Parkin's got 5 knockouts.
Yeah.
Jamal Pogues, I don't think even near has that much. He's a decision guy.
No, Jamal Pogues has 4 knockouts, but
close.
I have circled here against an 0-4 opponent, 0-2, 0-3, 1-7.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Jamal Pogues is certainly not getting the KO. It's Mick Parkin all day on the feet.
It's Mick Parkin.
All day. And it's in
terrible.
England. It's in England, right? At the O2 Arena. They're setting him up to fucking win here. I can't believe he's underdog. Take your free money right now. Take Loaf's underdog of the week.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. Mick Parkin's getting this done, man. 100% finish rate. His home country. He'll be able to take down Pogues, ground pound. It's going to be Mick Parkin all day long in here.
In his Contender Series fight, man, to finish the guy in the first round by submission. Opened as the favorite. Now he's underdog. Can't believe that. The last win was against a 7-1 opponent, which is better than a fucking 0-4, 0-2, 0-3 opponent. It's Mick Parkin all day here, underdog. Thank you.
I don't know why this guy fucking.
Thank you for the fucking odd makers giving us the plus money on this one. Eh?
Yeah, really, I agree, man.
Fucking cheers on this one, though.
Like Pogues, his only basic wins was over Josh fucking Parisian.
Fucking worst heavyweight. Literally
he's
the
pretty
worst.
bad.
Couldn't even finish him.
No, Mick Parkin's gonna be throwing heat, I think. Next up, we got 1 out of 2 of my locks of the week. We got Yoel Alvarez versus Marc Diakiese. And man, I'm going Yoel. I mean, this one's fucking easy for me to pick. In the last 8 years,
he's huge.
In the last 8 years, he only lost to Arman Tsukrian and Damir Ismagulov, or 2 fucking contenders, very high level. Marc Diakiese, I mean, he also fights high level people, but he struggles a bit more. And on the ground, he's gonna have a fucking hell of a problem here, man, against Yoel Alvarez, I think. And even the striking Yoel is really good, man. He did pretty good against Arman until he got beat. But I got to go with Yoel Alvarez, man. Huge height advantage, 4-inch reach advantage. I mean, I think he's getting it 100% finish rate, 19 finishes, man. He's definitely got it for me. So Yoel Alvarez, most likely by submission, but definitely inside the distance.
Joel is one of the biggest guys in the lightweight division, 6'3", just like Jalen Turner, 77-inch reach. And Marc Diakiese is going to struggle getting the takedowns in this one.
Closing the distance.
His last 2 wins were against Hadzovic and Vladislav Borishev, where he got lots of takedowns. But, man, a guy this big, he's not going to get the takedowns. He's not going to be able to close the gap.
I wouldn't even mind if Yoel got taken down. He's got 13 subs, man. Marc Diakiese has been subbed before. I mean, I like Yoel on the ground, personally.
Yoel wants you to take him to the ground. He's long, lanky. He can get that submission quite easily. But Arman Tsarukyan, we just seen how good he is, right? Like, there's no shame in that last loss.
Same with Damir.
Damir Ismagulov is technical as fuck. He went the distance with him. Like, this is definitely a spot where Yoel can come in here, get the finish, 100% finish rate. I don't see why he can't. Marc Diakiese was submitted by Dan Hooker and Rafael Alvarez.
Oh,
so,
for fuck's sake,
with
man.
the 16 out of 19 wins by submission for Joel Alvarez, like, I'm ready to fucking load up on the submission prop for Joel.
For sure.
All day.
For sure.
And next up, we got a fight that we don't have odds for. Danny Roberts, Hot Chocolate, against Johnny Parsons. And Johnny Parsons isn't active, man. His last fight was in 2021 against Solomon Renfro, but it was a split decision. And I don't even think he deserved to get the contract in that one. Like you mentioned earlier, he has some low-level wins, and Danny Roberts has been around, man. He's 7-6 in the UFC. It's not great, but he's fighting good guys. He lost to Mike Perry by knockout, Michel Pereira by knockout, a decision loss to Trinaldo. Like, this guy's pretty...
And of Jack Della Maddalena as well.
And he got knocked out cold to Jack Della Maddalena last time out. But that's Jack Della Maddalena, right? Like, he's been in there with the higher level competition. I think he's going to come in here, squeeze out a decision win. He's from England. A lot of these guys are going to be set up to win. Loaf, are you in agreement here?
I mean, I gotta agree, man. Danny Roberts has got double the fights. He's got 25 fights. Johnny Parsons only got 10.
Yeah, he's low.
Danny Roberts has been in the UFC for a while. He knows how it feels to be in the cage. This guy's gonna have definitely some nerves going into this one. Danny Roberts is gonna be way more technical. I think he's gonna have definitely more range. He's got a 5-inch reach. He's got a 3-inch height. So, I mean, 4-inch height, sorry. So, I mean, I gotta go Roberts, man. I feel like he'll get this one done just from being more technical, having more experience. So, I'm gonna go Danny Roberts. It may even be a KO, but right now I'm gonna go for decision, I think.
Yeah, with that fucking 5-inch reach advantage, 8 knockouts, 5 submissions for Danny Roberts, he could find that finish.
He could, for sure.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
In his hometown, he's gonna be pumped up, too.
Yeah.
And his footwork is phenomenal. Hot Chocolate's definitely the play here.
I think, for sure.
Not really sure what the
I would
odds
love
are.
to see him open as an underdog. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I don't know what the odds are here yet, but love to see him as an underdog. Hopefully he is. If he is, maybe we'll load up on him.
If someone does know the odds, let us know.
And next up, we got a pretty close fight between Davey Grant, Daniel Marcos. It's priced pretty close, but me and Loaf are in agreement on this one. I think we're going with the Parisian Daniel Marcos to get this one done here by knockout, maybe by a decision.
I honestly wouldn't even mind taking this guy as a lock, honesty.
Yeah, like we were talking about it, maybe we could take him as a lock. Davey Grant, I don't think he's going to be lined up to get the win here. Daniel Marcos is super tough, like we've seen against Seaman Oliveira, who was never knocked out, right? Marcos fucking caught him.
The hands on Marcos.
The hands caught him good, too. First ever knockout loss for Seaman Oliveira in that last fight there. Marcos is pretty good on the feet, man. He's high volume, technical. He's younger here, 7 years younger, and that's the theme. You got to think about that. Like, what's the trend of the people winning? Well, the trend of the people winning is
younger fighters.
The younger fighters are fucking winning, right? So they have more energy, more gas tank. This is one where we were talking about, like, lock of the week. Yeah, 175, great price tag.
It is a good price.
We both agree he's going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he's the pick for sure.
For
sure.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's cut and dry, man. Simon Oliveira is a very good fighter. He actually has a great record. Daniel Marcos bet him by KO, man. I think it was his debut, that fight. So, I mean, this guy's really fucking good, man. Has really good hands. Davey Grant, he is good, too. His last two have finished by sub.
No, one by sub, one by knockout. He knocked out Louis Smolka.
Oh, that's right, too. Yeah.
But both of them were in the third round. They're late finishes, and he was kind of losing the last fight before he found the third round finish.
And I just don't think Louis Smolka and Rafael are to the level that this Daniel Marcos is. Daniel Marcos is hungry. Rafael is, I think, 40 or 41 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, Davey Grant's getting up there, too, man. He's 37. I feel like his gas tank's going to wear quicker than Marcos. Marcos is a really good striker, really accurate. So I'm going to go Marcos. Most likely, I might even take this one for KO, but right now...
like I said, knockout.
Right now, just money line at 175.
Yeah, very good on the feet. Davey Grant just fought an old guy. Now he's going to fight a young guy that's super hungry. Daniel Marcos, he's going to be a very good pick this week.
Make sure to smash that like button, suplex, subscribe. We really appreciate the support. Also, join the Patreon.
It's only $5 a month, exclusive early access to all of our bets. We have a Platinum Picks, Forecast Forensic. Discord's absolutely free. Links in the bio below. And once we hit 500 subscribers, we're only 200 away. We're going to give away $500, give back to the forecasters. Really, really appreciate that support.
Next up, we got the main card. We got Lerone Murphy versus Joshua Culibao. And I mean, Joshua Culibao, this is going to be a close one. I don't really want to bet. I don't want to bet on this one.
Fucking banger alert. Banger.
Because I thought Melsick was going to win last time, and Joshua really proved me wrong.
I think Melsick was your lock.
I think he was, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love Lerone Murphy. I think he is going to get...
You love him? You love him?
Fuck off.
The judges love him, too. Just won a split decision where he got taken down.
You know what I mean? I think the guy's a good fighter. I
mean.
enjoy watching him. But I think... and this guy's been shot in the face before, so I don't think he's really scared of anybody.
Oh, he's tough as fuck.
Yeah.
He's tough.
12-0, undefeated, except for that draw. But I gotta go with Lerone Murphy, man. I think he's more technical. I don't think he's gonna get knocked out to Joshua Kulibau. I think it's gonna be a decision for Lerone.
I don't think he is.
I'm gonna go Lerone Murphy, man. I think that's pretty well it for all for me to say.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting knocked out, and I don't think he's getting submitted either. Joshua Kulibau, he did sneak out that submission last time against Melsik Bagdasaryan. But Lerone Murphy, I think he's a little bit more technical than Melsik Bagdasaryan. He has a lot stronger hands, and the judges just like him a lot more. He's priced as a favorite. Hometown fight, he gets this one done. He was going to be another guy that we could make a lock of the week, but...
I took him as my lock last time, but on this one was just a little bit close, so I had to fade him. But I mean, he was my lock last time, and he got done for me. So
yeah, we're taking him to win, but a little bit too close to lock in this week. And next up, we got Jai Herbert against Fares Ziam. And I think me and Lofer are on agreement on this one. We're both going with the slight underdog, Fares Ziam. He's very technical. He won his last fight against Michael Figlak. I know you were going Figlak in that one.
I did.
Figlak was a very good prospect, and I believe that was also at the O2 Arena. So Ziam does not mind coming in here, beating these England guys. And Jai Herbert last time was a draw against Ludovic Klein. It was a majority decision. Ludovic Klein's very powerful on the feet, but he's not as technical as Fares Ziam. Ziam's going to make a lot of smart decisions in this one, I expect, and probably get it done by a decision. Loaf, I know you were talking about the finish, and I know Herbert was finished all 4 of his losses, but I think this is the one that he just survives and loses that close decision, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it very well could be. I'm going to have to think about it some more, but Fares Ziam is definitely the pick. I mean, great value at 195. But I do like him to get the finish, man. Jai Herbert, like you said, has been finished all 4. I think Fares can finish him, man. I think he really can. And being the 9-year younger fighter, I mean, like you said, the younger fighters are winning lately, man.
Yeah, he's definitely the pick.
I think he's going to have better cardio as long as he can withstand Jai Herbert's power. Jai Herbert did almost knock out Ilia Topuria twice. So
where is he going to pick apart Jai Herbert? On the feet, on the ground? Like, where does he get him?
I think on the ground. I think on the ground he shines with some good ground pound, some control, and hopefully maybe a submission even, because I think he's got a couple of those under his belt.
Yeah, he has 4 submissions, 5 knockouts, and his losses, he has 3 submission losses, so that's where his holes are.
Jai Herbert's no threat for a submission.
Yeah, Jai is no threat for a submission with only 1 submission win. Cannot see him getting the submission in this one. But yeah, Fares Ziam, he got submitted to Terrence McGinney, who, yeah, we all know about that. Let's not talk about that.
Terrence has quite a few subs too, though. You know what I mean?
So maybe he learned something from that. Maybe he does get the sub.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the feet, Jai is pretty technical too. He's kind of hits
These fighters, honestly, a decision's actually a good pick because these fighters are so similar.
Yeah, they are.
They are the exact same pretty well, except for age and reach, I guess. But like everything else, man, their strikes per minute are the same. Their takedown accuracy is the same. I believe their strike accuracy is the exact same. Like, everything's the same for these two.
And I was going to say Jai hits kind of heavy, but, like, he does kind of hit kind of heavy. He did almost drop Topuria.
He did. He with a perfect head kick fucking dropped the shit out of him.
He did. So, like, Fares, I feel like he's just going to be more technical and just avoid that shit.
I think he will, too. I think Fares has got this in the bag inside
just
the
the better IQ gets it done here.
Yeah.
And the younger fighter, that's the theme, right? Like the younger, 9 years younger.
Honestly, you may as well just play moneyline though, with that value.
Oh yeah, yeah. The finish, you never know, right?
Yeah.
Jai's pretty tough. Topuria knocked him out, and Trinaldo knocked him out. Moicano submitted him, but I don't think Fares Ziam's like that high level finisher. He's not that capable. I think he's just gonna come in here, be more technical, get it done by decision,
or a fluky finish somehow.
Maybe.
Yeah. Next up, get the tinfoil hat.
Let's get it.
We got a big underdog here. We're going on again. Paul Craig versus Andre Muniz. And, man, I mean, I love going with Paul Craig when he's an underdog. I mean, because he does lose sometimes, but the wins he pulls out. Pulled out one against Magomed Ankalaev.
1 second left in the fucking fight, too, man.
Nikita Krylov. I mean, this guy pulled... I mean, Jamal Hill.
Jamal Hill just gave up his belt, too.
Exactly, yeah. But, I mean, this guy pulls off wins to some crazy good people, man. So I gotta go Paul Craig for this one. Andre Muniz, he did look like he had some holes in his game last time out. Brendan Allen submitted him, and I mean, if Brendan Allen can submit him, Paul Craig can submit him. Paul Craig has tons of submissions. Andre Muniz, me and Joseph cannot see submitting Paul Craig. Paul Craig can submit Andre Muniz. And Andre Muniz has been knocked out 4 times as well. So Paul Craig, I think inside the distance, to be safe, is a good play. But 260, man, I mean, the value's there.
The value is there. I know me and you are always looking to go for the props. That's going to be my problem because I'm going to be looking for the submission. Paul Craig, he has 13 submission wins, but his last knockout was against Jamal Hill. That was kind of fluky because Jamal Hill snapped his arm, whatever, didn't tap. But anybody else would have tapped. Andre Muniz, we seen him tap last time.
I'm just concerned about Muniz's chin because Jamal Hill has been knocked out 4 times.
And Paul Craig, this is one thing to mention too. He's moving down a weight class. He's coming down to middleweight.
Maybe quicker.
Maybe he's quicker on the feet. Maybe he can fucking get Andre Muniz out of there. I'm going to take him inside the distance. Let's go that route.
I think Paul Craig.
That's the best route. We're not going to load up on the sub because, he's moving down a weight class and he's the bigger fighter in this fight. He has a 2-inch height advantage. Last time Johnny Walker was a lot taller, and I think that was in his head.
And Paul Craig has been more active than Muniz as well.
When he's only beat Eric Anders and Ronald Souza by submission, I don't think he's submitting like the fucking level of guys fucking Paul Craig has.
No.
Like you mentioned, how does Paul Craig submit those guys, but he doesn't beat a guy like Johnny Walker? Like I just said, I think it was because Johnny Walker was so big, so tall, so hard to deal with.
Johnny Walker's power is incredible too. He only gets knocked out to people who have really good power, and Andre Muniz doesn't have that power.
He doesn't. But Paul Craig doesn't have the power either, so that's why I'm still kind of thinking it's going to be the sub, but we want to be safe. We want to guarantee some money this week. Let's get it inside the distance because it's going to be a little bit
more. Even if you want to play it real safe and go money line 260.
I can't see this one going the distance.
No, me neither, but you never know. We say that before and they go the distance.
We said that so many times.
Yeah.
But tinfoil hat, Paul Craig is the play.
Inside the distance.
And not to mention, he's going to be the underdog of the week for me. He's my most confident underdog of the week. Let's get it.
Next up, we got my second lock of the week, Nathaniel Wood versus Andre Filho. I got Nathaniel Wood, man. I mean, I had this guy when he was an underdog against Charles Jourdain. He has great output. Really puts together good combinations, throws a lot of strikes. Andre Filho, I just don't think will be able to handle the pressure from Nathaniel Wood. I think Nathaniel Wood's way tougher. I think he's going to put on way more strikes. Andre Filho, I don't think will be able to knock out Nathaniel Wood. And vice versa. I think this is going to be a decision fight, and I think Nathaniel Wood's going to edge it out on the scorecards big time. So I'm going to go Nathaniel Wood by unanimous decision.
Yeah, I agree with you, and we only disagree on one this week, thankfully, because, last week you did really good, and the week before that I did really good, so hopefully this week we both fucking crush it.
Yeah,
but hopefully. Nathaniel Wood, man, he lost to Casey Kenny, who only lost to Yadong Song by split, and Dominic Cruz.
And if you look, the only reason Casey Kenny won that fight was takedowns. He outstruck him.
Yeah, and Casey Kenny's very good, man. Like, a lot of people don't think he's very good, but, his only losses were Yadong Song, Dominic Cruz, and Muradov.
3 high-level guys.
That's very high level. So Casey Kenny was a very good decision loss, and his 2 knockout losses, one of them was to John Dodson in 2022.
John Dodson has great experience, too.
24-13, but that's not a great look. Good thing it was in 2022. Nathaniel Wood's constantly improving. Andre Filho in his last one against Bill Algeo, he just snuck that one out by split decision. But in that Pineda fight, man, he was getting pieced up on the feet. I think Nathaniel Wood all around can avoid the takedowns, keep this one on the feet. And if he wants to, they both averaged the 2 takedowns about 50%. Nathaniel Wood could get the control time in this fight, get some takedowns. But it's going to be a close one. Andre Filho isn't too bad.
And we said about John Dodson. Just hear this, though. His only losses were to Muradov, Peter Yan, Jimmy Rivera, Marlon Moraes, and John Lincoln. So he bet everyone else. He bet Pedro Munoz. He bet
Dodson.
Wood.
Yeah, Dodson's
high level, man. Very high level. So, I mean, if Nathaniel Wood only got KO'd by him and one other guy, I feel like Andre Filho is not that high level.
Yeah, Filho, who has Filho really knocked out lately? I don't really know anyone that he's really knocked out.
Bill Algeo, I don't even find is that great, and it was a split decision.
Yeah, Filho does not have the finishing capability here. He got knocked out to Brito, Yair. He got submitted to fucking Max Holloway. He lost, he lost a decision to Michael Johnson, Sodik Yusuf.
Yeah, Yusuf's sketchy. I mean, Nathaniel Wood, I think, is way better than Sodik Yusuf.
And like we mentioned, he's another guy at home. He's probably set up to win here.
I think he is.
And he's the fucking favorite. So let's go. Nathaniel Wood's the play. He's one of your locks. We're going to make it fucking rain this week.
Yeah, he's a tough little bastard, man.
And next up, we got Meatball Molly, the Brawler, McCann, against Julia Stolarenko. I fucking butchered that.
That's a her name.
She's Lithuanian. She's 10-8. Fucking, she's just set up to get slaughtered here against Molly Meatball McCann. Last year in London, she got the spinning elbow knockout against Luana Carolina. And Carolina was coming back in that fight, but Molly just said, no way, you're fucking coming back. Just spinning elbow, knocked her the fuck out.
That was one of the best women's knockouts I've seen.
Yeah, that was impressive as hell. She was hyped up from the crowd, and she's always fucking hype at the O2, man. You can't go against her. I know you said Julaj, or whatever the fuck her name is, has 9 submission wins, but that's
the only thing that concerns me, really.
Like I said, 11-9, Jessica Rose Clark, not bad, but before that, 2-5, 0-1, 6-6. She's submitting the worst fucking competition she can fucking find. She's not going to submit Molly McCann, who was only submitted to Erin Blanchfield in her last fight.
And Gillian Robertson, the other one.
Robertson, she's not getting subbed.
You should be right for sure.
Yeah, she's going to keep it on the feet, get the knockout. I'd make her my lock of the week because I'm super, super confident in Molly.
Yeah, I mean, she should be able to avoid, like you said, man. I think she'll be able to avoid the submission, and she has great power. Elijah definitely can be knocked out by this girl. She got knocked out her last time out against Chelsea Chandler. I think Molly McCann has way more power than Chelsea Chandler.
Chandler just ran away from Norma Dumont.
Exactly. So you gotta go Molly McCann. There's not much value in it. I feel like the KO, there won't be a ton of value either.
Maybe you can double up on it. That'd be sick.
Yeah, maybe you can. And you never know. Maybe under 2.5 or something's good value, and we'll look at that because that'll probably be a good possibility. So Molly McCann for sure is the play, though.
I'm ready to put a fucking paycheck on Molly McCann by KO. Yeah. Let's be honest.
And next up, we got, this one's pretty cut and dry, man. Tom Aspinall versus Marcin Tybura. Marcin is good, man. He's got a good record and stuff. But, Tom is just so technical, man. 100% takedown defense, 100% takedown accuracy. Averages 4 of them a fight. Great strike defense. Great throws 6 strikes per minute?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
He's probably one of my favorite heavyweights.
Just everywhere, man. This guy is good. And last time out, he would have bet Curtis Blades, I believe, if it wasn't
100%.
If it wasn't for that knee injury, he would have got that done.
Yeah, he would have beat Blades, man. I think so.
For sure. Tom Aspinall is the play inside the distance. That's all I can say. I'm thinking it's going to be a submission. I don't think he'll want to risk standing and banging with Marcin Tybura. I think he'll want to get it done as quick as possible in his home country. So I'm going to go Tom Aspinall to get this done by submission or inside the distance.
Yeah, Marcin Tybura is looking like a gatekeeper right now. His last 2 fights are against Blagoy Ivanov and Alexander Romanov, 2 guys that are slow and that can gas. Aspinall is going to be so much faster, so much more technical.
And I can see the sub happening because Tybura's never been subbed.
Yeah, he's never, ever been subbed. He has 4 knockout losses to Augusto Sakai, Shamil, Derek Lewis. And Aspinall has 9 knockouts and 3 submissions, 100% finish rate. And he knocked out Jake Collier, Alan Badeau, Sergey Spivak. But recently he submitted Alexander Volkov and Andrei Arlovsky. This is another guy that's 7 years younger.
He submitted Volkov.
He also submitted Volkov, so he can get this done anyway.
I think the sub's happening.
But the only reason why I'm not fully on board with the sub with you is because the 80% takedown defense on Marcin Tybura. This is his 18th.
But then you got to think Tom has 100% accuracy.
Yeah, fuck. He can do whatever he wants. As long as there's not another fluke injury for Tom Aspinall, he's getting the job done inside the distance at home here. Marcin Tybura is 7-1 in his last 8 fights. But he's fighting some pretty low-level guys, just squeezing some wins here. This is a high-level prospect in Tom Aspinall that's going to get the job done.
And obviously everyone agrees with this price spread here. $450 for Tybura. Has been $450 in quite a while. No. So Aspinall, people see the technical ability in this guy.
Yeah, and hopefully there is a little bit of value inside the distance for Aspinall, because that's what I'm going to be doing.
I think there's going to be value in the sub. That's why I like it. 3 sub wins. He's never been subbed. I think there's going to be great value in it.
What about round 1? We could go round 1 because he could get the knockout, he get the sub. I think it's going to be right off the fucking bat. He just got finished in round 1 last time. You got to think Tybura, he's going to want to get Tybura out of there real quick. I think he will. Just right out of the fucking...
You know what I would like actually is under 1.5, just to give him some time into round 2. I think under 1.5 it might be a good play if it's good value. Under 1.5.
Yeah, under 1.5. I'm calling the first round finish for Tom Aspinall.
Very well could be, yeah.
I'm calling it. And next up, we got the locks of the week. In case you guys skipped ahead on some fights. Loaf, who you got for your double locks? I'm doing double locks as well.
For my locks, I got the England-born Nathaniel Wood, and also I got Yoel Alvarez. I mean, these guys, it's pretty well as good as it gets for locks of the week. Yoel Alvarez, 100% finish rate. Nathaniel Wood, tough as fucking nails.
Well, my 2 locks, they're pretty good too. 2 Brazilians, tough as fucking nails. Just like your fucking locks. We got Bruna Brazil. She's 180. And I'm pretty sure Jafel Filho is 180 as well. Odds aren't out yet, but I got both Brazilians to get the job done on the money line. Let's get it.
It'd be awesome if Filho's 180. That's great value for him.
That is great value. His last fight against Mokaev, I thought he was going to submit him. He almost went the distance. That was super impressive. I got to take him in this one. I've been waiting for his next fucking matchup. He's getting this one done for sure.
He looks like he wants to kill somebody in that picture, man.
He does, man. He's serious as fuck. And he has a lot of finishing capability. On the feet, too, he knocked out Vincius Salvador, 5 knockouts, 8 submissions. Only has 1 decision win. He's going to look for that finish, man.
Inside the distance, alive for sure.
All day.
Yeah.
And now we got the underdogs of the week, Loaf. First up, my underdog of the week. One of us probably locked him in as the underdog before because he's one of
I have before.
One of our fan favorites, Paul Craig. He's now 260. At the start of the week, he was like 240, but I believe he's going to get it done by submission. You're saying inside the distance. Let's go inside the distance just to be safe.
Think about what the price of him was against Magomed and Goliath.
Yeah.
And he got that one done.
Yeah.
So, I got to think he can get it done against Muniz, man.
Yeah, I think he gets it done here by submission, but inside the distance is probably the safest bet. Money line,
Money line's even good, 260.
Even good, too. 260. This could be the one that, this one goes the distance. Everybody thinks it's going to be a finish. And sometimes you just got to play it money line.
Exactly, yeah.
Sometimes you just got to be safe. Play it money line. Love, who you got for the underdog of the week?
My underdog of the week is going to be the England-born Mick Parkin. I think this guy's going to have a great debut in his hometown, man. I think Jamal Pogues just doesn't have the ability to finish him, and I think he's got the ability to finish Jamal Pogues. So I'm definitely going Mick Parkin inside the distance.
The heavyweight division needs a splash, and this could be the guy at the fucking O2 Arena.
Guy,
Let's get it. Please smash that like button, suplex the subscribe button. We really appreciate that support. We just hit 300 subscribers, so thank you to everyone that subscribed. Once we hit the 500 subscribers, we're going to give away $500 in Discord, so join that. The link's in the bio below. We have a great community going and growing as we speak. And if you want to join Patreon, it's only $5 a month for exclusive and early access to all of our bets. We have platinum picks, forecast forensic, and some weeks we do DraftKings lineups as well. So let's get it this week. Let's make it rain. Thank you for watching.
I think I actually like this week for DraftKings.
Yeah, I think we're going to do a DraftKings this week, that's for sure. Stay tuned for Friday as well, the post-weigh-in face-off show. Los off this Friday and Saturday. And one thing to mention, on Saturday we're going to do a live stream with Blood Money and Johnny K Picks. It's going to be on Blood Money's YouTube channel or Johnny K Picks YouTube channel. So check that out. We're going to be direct messaging them here shortly to let them know Los off.
Not often I get a Saturday off.
Last week they wanted us to do the pre-fight show with them 2 hours before the fights, but Loaf had to work. Now he's off this Saturday, so we're going to get in contact with them. Hopefully we can get on with the show this week. Have some fun with Blood Money and Johnny K. Make some money with everyone. Hope to see you guys there in the live stream. And make sure you guys subscribe to Blood Money and Johnny K, because those guys always have great content going and they're accurate as fuck. I'm a big fan of them. Loaf's a big fan of them.
Yeah, and Blood Money's got some good bets, man.
And before the forecast even became a thing, like we said, the forecast has only been a thing for 1 year. Our first video was July 31st, 2022.
Coming up on a year.
UFC 291 is going to be our year anniversary card. We're going to do a special giveaway on Discord for that. But before we started the forecast, we watched Blood Money and Johnny K. And then they inspired us to create our own channel. And now we get to do our first live stream with them. So that's fucking ecstatic. Thank you to everyone for joining the forecast. And we hope to see you guys Friday and Saturday for the final picks.